pay tribute to him in any way possible, because that's how much Kobe Bryant meant to these players and to all the kids that grew up watching Kobe Bryant. I mean, I know so many cousins and that have kids, so many good friends that have kids that wore that number 8 jersey or number 24 jersey in the latter part of Kobe Bryant's career, who idolized him. He reached so many people's lives, and like you said, at such a young age, and they grew up, you know, maybe having their own kids and their kids wearing the Kobe Bryant jersey. So he's touched so many generations. And, you know, I want to equate it in a funny kind of way, but can you imagine Los Angeles for 21 or so years without an NFL player? They had no Los Angeles team to grow up with and to root for.
Right in that window.
Right in that same window.
Yeah.
But, of course, this one man touched so many lives in Los Angeles, and the purple and gold is all over LA Live as we look at the monitor, the live picture. So many tributes up there, that huge billboard that's up at LA Live with Kobe Bryant's picture. And of course, over the years, we have covered funerals, services for Laker greats, Dr. Jerry Buss was down there at LA Live. I still remember covering that. And of course, Chick Hearn, the legendary play-by-play announcer for the Lakers, when he passed away at a church in Brentwood. That's, I think it was, where we covered that funeral. And two huge figures, and this is going to be just as big or even bigger.
I hadn't thought about that window where Los Angeles was without an entire sport for kids to grow up, to be able to choose their favorite player.
Yeah.
And here comes one of the greatest of all time.
Absolutely.
In any sport.
Right. So they have to go out and find a football team. Maybe they like the logo of the Panther in Carolina or something like that.
Right.
They latched onto something other than Los Angeles because we didn't have one. Our USC football team, the Pete Carroll Irish, was a pro football team.
Yeah, and the love for Kobe is just so evident, not just here at Staples Center, as you can see on your screen, but fans are flocking all over to the crash site, to the practice facility where the Lakers practice in El Segundo, and that's where we find Rob Hayes. Rob, tell us what you're seeing out there.
Yeah, we're at the UCLA Health Training Center. This is where the Lakers do all their training, their practices, things like that. You can see a small group of fans has showed up here, bringing flowers and other memorials that they set up in front of the front door. It's maybe a dozen people here right now. We were wondering if the team was going to come here after they landed at LAX, but we had Air 7 out, and it showed that the players deboarded that plane, got into their own personal vehicles, and presumably left for their homes. But here it's a small gathering right now, but people are continuing to show up here. They're being allowed inside the gates at the training center. The media is being kept outside the gates here on the sidewalk. So the best we could do is push in with our zoom lens and kind of get a feel for what's going on over there. But it's basically a small crowd of fans have showed up here. They dropped off flowers and other memorials, and I presume that the crowd will continue to grow here in El Segundo as fans look for a place to gather with other fans and mourn the loss of Kobe, his daughter, and everyone else who was in that helicopter.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure more people are going to be showing up there, Rob. And on the right of your screen, you can see a live picture. This is at Staples Center where that crowd has gathered. And I think we've seen a chant go up there, one of the 5 clap chants. Kobe Bryant, 5 claps. You can see them doing that from this vantage point as that crowd just surges in size around candles and flowers.
Looks like they're surrounding something. It's a little bit hard to see here, but everybody seems to be focused on just the
those are candles. I'm sure there's some jerseys down there as well. We see a lot of memorabilia, a lot of jerseys being worn by players, Rob. And for those of you who are not sports fans, the few of you out there, that jersey, once you put it on, you have that for yourself. It becomes a part of you, and that's just part of, the word fan is from Fanatic, and it is part of your life.
Absolutely, and so many loyal Laker fans, through the lean years, especially over the past 6 years before LeBron James came. Of course, he came last year, but the 6 years prior to that, or 5 years, where the Lakers, they were going through tough times. But Laker fans have always been so loyal to the purple and gold. Even though there's another NBA team in town, if you're a Laker fan, you are always a Laker fan, and that's how Laker fans are. And out of all sports, basketball in particular right now, because of what we're talking about, if you go around all the NBA venues throughout the country, the Lakers have more fans all across the country than any other fans. I mean, you will see that purple and gold, even in Boston. You will see a bunch of them up in Sacramento. Sometimes the chants or the cheers are louder than some of these teams who are playing in their home arena. That's how huge the Lakers are, and a lot of them, of course, wearing that number 24, or you can even say throwback number 8.
Yeah. And the scope of this impacting people beyond the world of sports. Former President Barack Obama, himself a basketball fan, and he would tell you player, but I think some people who played against him may say